Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of No Holds Barred Wrestling Radio Talk Show. Again, I'm your host Kyle with my co-host Phil. Phil, we're here to talk about a interesting Raw, which is the most fantastic Raw of the year, the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yep, I'm in a great mood. It was a great Raw, and I'm looking forward to talk to you guys about it.
Alright, let's kickstart right in with our first segment. Alright, opening segment of Raw, as everyone predicted, started off with Daniel Bryan and his championship celebration, coming out to a huge, as everyone expected, huge yes movement. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever heard the yes chant that loud. Last night at WrestleMania was loud too, 70,000 fans, but holy crap, Phil, this was loud tonight.
Yep, smaller arena, so maybe we can hear the sound much better. The yes chants were super loud. The crowd just loving Daniel Bryan, loving that those two belts are finally on his shoulders. They're chanting, "You deserve it," and all sorts of loving chants towards Daniel Bryan.
I love the side plates they have in the title. The yes, 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 as opposed to, I think I remember for sure now, before it was only the single word yes, but now they've made the side plates red, in the Daniel Bryan color red, and they have yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't remember his first ones from when he won it at Night of Champions, but they do look similar, like you said, with the red background and the triple yes. They're more noticeable than Randy Orton's RKO Viper decals or whatever, but they look pretty nice.
Let's be honest, that was boring. That's Randy Orton. Thank God he's not the champion anymore. That's all I gotta say. I don't gotta listen to this guy talk anymore about his 2 titles and Daniel Bryan, fantastic champion, is what we needed. Anyways, about later into that segment, we all knew Triple H was going to interrupt at some point. Interrupts, gets his way to the ring, doesn't go into the ring. Daniel Bryan taunts him to get into the ring, doesn't do it, taunts him by going up to him, doing the yes, right in front of his face with both titles. Then Triple H goes and books the main event for Raw, which would be Triple H versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Phil, do you think this was a good main event plan for Raw?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense coming off of WrestleMania, and we all know that Triple H likes the power trip, so it makes sense. And as we would see later on tonight, it would not be the only title match we would have, and it would make for an interesting Raw tonight.
Yeah, again, going into I guess we'll add the second segment here. Right after this segment, we've seen the Authority backstage with Randy Orton and Batista, claiming that they deserve their their title matches back. Batista made some valid points, but Randy Orton with his contract, his rematch clause, that made more sense. But then the Authority, goes and books them into a tag team match for the tag titles.
Yeah, well, technically, Randy Orton and Batista are both entitled singles matches because Batista won the Rumble and Orton gets his rematch. Triple H said that they would get that somewhere down the line, but yeah, they were granted a tag team title shot, which I'm actually excited about. Like, Randy Orton as World Heavyweight Championship didn't get me too much excited, but him tagging with Batista, old Evolution days, and going for the tag titles, that makes for an interesting storyline, I think.
I know for sure it's not just me. I want to see Evolution back together again. They can do it. They would just build a perfect storyline. I want to see them face the Shield. But we'll find out later on tonight and here in the review what actually is going to happen over this. But anyway, that was the opening 2 segments of Raw, and on to the first match of the night. Alright, on to the first match of the night. We have the Wyatts against John Cena, Sheamus, and Big E. Alright, Phil, I'll let you take this one. What do you think about the match?
Yeah, well, first I want to talk about John Cena's entrance. John Cena came out, as I'm sure you remember, he came out defiant, he came out happy, conquerous, victorious from last night.
No new season. I was hoping for a new season. No new season.
Raw, WrestleMania is season finale. The Raw after it is season premiere. But John Cena came out, he came out defiant, but by the end of the match, he was clearly freaked out again by the Wyatts because they ended up being victorious, with Big E eating the pin after Sister Abigail from Bray Wyatt, I believe.
Not so Super Cena, I guess, eh? But, you know what? I think the best part of this wasn't even had to do with the match itself. It was in John Cena's entrance. The crowd, again, 100% phenomenal. Going along with John Cena's theme song and just doing the John Cena sucks. That was a highlight for me because, Phil, as you know, we as friends and our group of friends were doing this way before the crowd even started. That just made me feel so awesome. I love Raw crowds. I love the Raw after WrestleMania crowd so much. This just makes Raw 100 times better.
Yep. I remember having seen the crowd sing that John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. I remember seeing that on YouTube, but it wasn't as loud as it was tonight. The arena, the whole arena was singing the song tonight, and I'm hoping that it picks up for
I really hope
future
it picks
Raws.
up.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. That would just that would be a dream come true for me. But anyways, the match again. I think it was just a solid 3-on-3 match. Wyatts do what they do best, domination. The crowd always on the Wyatt side, booing the faces. Like all Raw after WrestleManias. Each superstar hitting their points in, but then Wyatt's overcoming it, hitting Big E with that Sister Abigail, and then freaking John Cena all the way up the entrance ramp.
Yep.
So I'm guessing, as we did in our last video, I'm guessing they're gonna stick with John Cena and the Wyatts and continue this feud on, which is great. I mean, this is something they need to continue with Bray Wyatt. I don't think they have everything out of the way yet.
No, I'm hoping the feud continues because Bray Wyatt, he was clearly furious at Cena. He was I'm pretty sure, I think he was yelling out, "Oh, you're trying to make a fool out of me, Cena, eh?" So I'm hoping that Wyatt's gonna keep taunting Cena and trying to break him.
Yeah. Well, other than that, great match. The next match, just a quick mixed tag team match. Just I guess a filler for the 3-hour Raws they have now was Fandango and Summer Rae against Emma and Santino Marella again. It's nothing we haven't seen before.
Just a short, quick match, mixed tag match. Emma winning by submission with the Emma lock. A really cool looking submission. Yep. Oh yeah, and I love how she does her little dance as she's bridging into it.
That Emma lock is probably one of the cleanest Divas submission I've seen since AJ Lee's finisher. That is the second most unreal Divas finisher they have today.
Yep, I'm loving the submission moves in the Divas division all of a sudden, and Emma made Summer Rae tap out to that to pick up the W tonight, and it was just a fun little match just to fill up some time, I guess.
Yep, well, something to please the PG crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not us though. We're in the reality era.
Yep, the reality era, PG era over.
PG era is dead, my friend. It is over. Other than that, on to the next segment. Alright, on to the next segment is we had the conqueror of the streak, which I'm still disappointed in, come out and talk about his WrestleMania victory, which it wasn't really Brock Lesnar talking, it was his advocate Paul Heyman.
I don't think Brock Lesnar got one word in. It was Paul Heyman feeling really entitled and just absolutely letting everyone know that Brock Lesnar is the number one in the company right now, the one in 21-1. And Paul Heyman was just letting everybody know that Brock Lesnar is the best.
That was a Paul Heyman pipe bomb. I'm gonna have to say he was dissing a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
that was definitely another Paul Heyman famous pipe bomb. Other than that, Brock Lesnar not saying much, smiling, keep throwing his shirt, eat, sleep, break the streak. I mean, his new one should say beat the streak. Other than that, I think it's a real slap in the face to fans everywhere right now because I don't think Brock Lesnar is intending to stay right now, as we'll find out later in the future segment of this show. I think Brock Lesnar, we're not going to see him until SummerSlam, maybe a pay-per-view before that, but I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar is taking his part-time leave right now. Which I'm just saying, it's a slap in the face to fans right now.
Well, I'm glad that he showed up at all for the Raw directly after WrestleMania. It's probably, like you're saying, it's probably the last we're going to see of Brock Lesnar for a while. But as we would see later, it would definitely not be the last of Paul Heyman that we see in an interesting sort of plot twist that we're going to talk about later on. But pipe bomb by Paul Heyman. Usually he's really good on the mic, but he talks a lot of trash, but this time he actually had something to back up because Brock Lesnar broke the streak, and that's a monumental event in this wrestling that we so much love.
How about that Brock Lesnar black eye? That was lovely. I get Undertaker gave him a real shiner in that match, which I didn't see.
I don't recall how that happened.
Maybe someone beat him up in the parking lot. You beat the streak, bitch.
Someone, maybe some angry fans.
Gave him a WMD. Maybe it was Big Show.
Yeah, maybe.
They got some history in the past.
Yeah, Big Show, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker. Yeah. Just those three together, they all They've all got some history.
Big Show, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Battle of the Beasts.
But yeah.
That's just a dream segment. Anyways, moving on here, we got the WWE Tag Team title match. Wasn't really that very long. Again, you could have been on your computer and completely missed this match. It didn't really last long. You had Usos against Batista and Randy Orton. Ended via countout because Batista and Orton just went ruthless and started destroying the Usos outside the ring.
Yep. Apparently, Orton and Batista, they feel above the tag titles and just decided to totally beat the crap out of the Usos outside the ring. The Usos get to retain. Maybe a tag team that actually cares about the titles will be up in line next.
They had a real chance to win the titles here. We could have seen an Evolution Reborn there.
Oh yeah, they were completely dominating that match. They could have won the titles.
This was, I don't know what WWE was thinking here. This could have been a real opportunity to see some great. I'd pay to see that every week. I'd see Batista and Randy Orton as tag team champions. I can see it. That's a good tag team. You know what? I'm still not taking anything from the Usos. Usos by far deserve the tag team titles right now. Just that was, I guess, another filler.
Yeah, I believe when Evolution was originally around, it was Ric Flair and Batista that were the champions, the tag team champions of Evolution. But yeah, it would have been interesting to see Randy Orton and Batista hold the titles, but not tonight, I guess.
Oh, I guess not. No? Well, we'll have to see. Anyways, off to the next match. Alright, on to the next couple of matches here. We'll start with the first one. We had the returning Rob Van Dam. That was great to see Rob Van Dam back. I was hoping for him to come back soon enough. Because of his contract, he has to take some part-time leave. He's facing off against Damien Sandow. Just another spot match for a couple RVD spots here and there, and then picking up the win with 5-star Frog Splash. Phil, what did you think about that match?
Yeah, just a match to reintroduce Rob Van Dam into the company, I guess. I did not know about his return at all, but I mean, he's a great talent. It's good to see him back. And I mean, is Rob Van Dam a Ricardo Rodriguez guy, or is he a Paul Heyman guy? I'm curious to see if they're going to continue with.
I think he's an RVD type of guy. You know, keeps to himself. Does his little stretches backstage, maybe go smoke a little pot in the car.
Oh, okay.
Come back. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they got the wellness program now, so he can't be doing that anymore. He's an RVD guy. Comes out, gets those feels for those ECW chants he still gets whenever he does these high flying moves. Can still do the Rolling Thunder pretty clean. That was awesome. The 5-star Frog Splash. RVD's some key talent right there for mid-Carter level. You know what? WWE can really use him right now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely an asset, and yeah, maybe he's just going to ride solo, no manager this time.
Yeah, I think he's good solo. You know what? They keep him solo. Maybe give him an IC title run. But other than that, that's a great match. Second match we'll talk about here is Bad News Barrett making his match debut against Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah, the crowd just loving Bad News Barrett. A lot of international fans in the crowd tonight because it's WrestleMania weekend. Just absolutely loving the debut of Bad News Barrett because I don't think he's had a match yet. But yeah, who is he facing against?
Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah, facing Rey Mysterio.
Not getting a good crowd reaction. Mysterio was, unfortunately, the Raw. You have to expect that Raw after WrestleMania. But other than that, man, Bad News Barrett looked amazing. Really playing to the crowd, getting off the bull hammer. I think that was just an overall great match. You know what? Even if it was just a spot filler, great match. I'd love to see Bad News Barrett back full time. Let's hope we get to see that.
Yeah, it's good to see him with a gimmick and theme song that seem to be working for him now. And yeah, just giving Rey Mysterio that elbow. What's the finisher called? It's
the bull hammer.
The bull hammer. Yeah, just seeing that's a vile elbow that he threw to Rey Mysterio while he was in the turnbuckle there and picking up a win. And
so clean. Clean.
Just looking forward to seeing what's next for Bad News Barrett.
I'm hoping big things.
Hashtag BNB.
Hashtag BNB. Got some bad news for you. Anyways, off to some good news. We got Zack Ryder making another squash. My God.
What? Well, he wasn't making the squash. He was the one being squashed by a debuting Alexander Rusev, introduced by Lana, who was being buried with what chance, but she's speaking a completely different language, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, the Rusev, the Russian mega athlete or whatever.
I love the Rusev character. I personally love this. It's another big guy that they're bringing in.
Yeah, this guy looks like a legitimate badass. Doesn't even wear boots. He's like practically barefooted up there. Only his feet are taped.
Yeah. Oh man. Just great overall athlete, just like his persona. I mean, he is the athlete. I think we're gonna see a lot of good things come out of Rusev here. Might take a couple months because a lot of talent they have in the mid-card level right now. I guess Rusev's going to be sitting in the mid-card level until they have room for him to step up a little bit. Whether or not they do anything with the IC and United States title in the future is up to WWE because I don't know what's going on with those titles. But Rusev does have some potential, I think.
Oh yeah, he's when he says he's a super athlete, I believe it, even though he says it in a different language.
All right, off to the next segment. All right, off to the final two segments of the night. We got the first one, which is the AJ Lee segment, coming out, talking about our Divas Championship win. Of course, like we all knew was going to happen, the CM Punk chance came flying out as soon as she said she was the best diva in the world. Unfortunately, there was no CM Punk here, which is not, surprising a lot of people nowadays because I think he is probably legitimately done with WWE. The most interesting thing that came out of this segment, though, Phil, Paige's WWE debut.
Yep. Paige, obviously a tremendous talent from NXT. We've been seeing signs for her. We want Paige from some of the fans at Raw, and yeah, she actually debuted tonight and wanted to congratulate AJ Lee.
And got bitch slapped.
Oh yeah, AJ Lee. She said that no, she doesn't need to be congratulated, even though she should be. But yeah, she decided to slap Paige and hand her a Divas title match for some reason.
Yep, that was interesting note there. AJ Lee, just cocky as she was, decided to put the title on the line, and as we've seen, she puts in that finisher. I don't think I've ever seen a diva reverse the submission by AJ Lee. I don't think I've ever seen anyone reverse that.
No, ever since AJ Lee started doing the Black Widow, I don't think I've ever seen anyone break out of it. But yeah, AJ Lee losing the Divas title to Paige.
Paige Turner. We get to see the Paige Turner live on Raw. That was fantastic for me. That was just highlight of the night right there. Paige Turner, my favorite Divas move right now.
Oh yeah, it's an awesome finisher. I don't think it was executed.
No, I would have loved to seen
tonight.
it cleaner than that. Yeah.
But yeah, since she's the champion now, I'm sure we're going to see it more and more. But yeah, AJ Lee should have known better to defend her title on Raw because we all know that she loses on Raw all the time, but she wins at pay-per-views.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to see what's next for AJ Lee and Paige. Other than that, off to the next segment, the trophy presentation. Hulk Hogan coming out, still lingering around right now. I don't know how long they plan on lingering him around for. Presenting the trophy to Cesaro. Cesaro coming out with Zeb Coulter. Zeb Coulter stealing the mic away from Cesaro. Man, that was just gutty on Zeb Coulter's part. But then the shocker. The absolute shocker.
Yep. Unfortunately, we don't hear Cesaro talk that much, and Zeb Coulter's taking the mic from him. And then Zeb Coulter, he's like, "What? You're not a Zeb Coulter guy?" And Cesaro, no, he's not a Zeb Coulter guy. After all, he is a Paul Heyman guy.
Paul Heyman guy. Cesaro. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this, Phil?
Nope, I did not see that coming at all. When I thought it was a nice nod to Paul Heyman when Zeb Coulter said Zeb Coulter guy. I didn't think Paul Heyman would actually come back, but it was awesome when he did.
Paul, like I tweeted earlier, Paul Heyman, the only guy that can go from being the most hated person in the world to the most loved person in the world in less than an hour.
What's your Twitter handle, by the way?
Oh, my Twitter handle? Oh, you don't know it? Wrestling Goon.
Okay, Wrestling Goon 1 or just
Wrestling Goon 1? Yeah, forgot the digit at the end there.
So at Wrestling Goon 1, follow Kyle from No Holds Barred Wrestling.
You want to hear some funny tweets? You better follow that up there. And also follow our Twitter accounts since we're giving a little bit of shout outs here. Follow our Twitter account at No Holds Barred WR. Which stands for Wrestling Radio. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share with your friends. Get us some subscribers, guys. We'd love to get more feedback. Maybe, get some live calls into our radio show if we could. We'd love to hear it, guys. Even comment on our videos and maybe give us some suggestions. But other than that, let's move on to...
Hold up. There was still some great things from that segment. Paul Heyman, he came out, called Antonio Cesaro the King of Swing, which shot straight up to the number one trend worldwide. Hashtag King of Swing.
King of Swing. That's going to be the new shirt. It's going to say King of Swing. I'm calling it right now.
The crowd started chanting it. The people started tweeting it. Great nickname, King of Swing. Awesome. They named it, obviously, for the Cesaro Swing. There was a bit of an ambush in the ring, Swagger attacking Cesaro from behind and then destroying the Andre the Giant trophy.
That was insane. I didn't think that trophy was already. That was mind blowing. The trophy actually destroyed. Now what's left of it is the Andre the Giant statue, as Paul Heyman was holding with one foot.
Yeah, the feet are like broken off of Andre the Giant, but Paul Heyman carries that thing around.
Besides that, Jack Swagger and Cesaro, had a little match there. Jack Swagger rolling out, getting counted out, probably foreshadowing a match at Extreme Rules, which I'm guessing is something I want to see. I want to see Jack Swagger versus Cesaro. But other than that, we'll have to see in the next coming weeks. But next, up to the main event. All right, on to the main event of Monday Night Raw. We had Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, which never really took place, as Daniel Bryan made his entrance to the ring, was soon followed by Randy Orton and Bautista. Coming to the ring and giving Daniel Bryan a piece of their minds, finisher, and then out came the game.
Yep, well, before that, even Kane came out.
Oh, Kane, yeah, forgot. Yeah. Corporate Kane.
He told Randy Orton and Batista to go away a little bit, but then I thought there were going to be a Team Hell No reunion, but not so much because Kane decided
wishful
to choke.
Thinking there, Phil.
Yeah, wishful. That was a great tag team, and I think that's over and done with. But Corporate Kane chokeslammed Daniel Bryan. So yeah, Daniel Bryan took 3 finishers before the match even started, and then Triple H came out. But then Triple H was getting the ref to ring the bell because the ref didn't want to because Daniel Bryan...
Mike Chioda being the smart referee there, not listening to the authority, trying to overcome it, but you know what? Mike Chioda's just doing his job. He didn't want to lose his job.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's laid out in the ring. He can't start the match, but if the CEO is telling you to start the match, you want to keep your job. You don't have a choice. But luckily for Daniel Bryan, the Hounds of Justice would come out and start a war.
Yeah, so the Shield coming out, lining up on the one side of the ring. You had Kane, Randy Orton, and Batista lining up on the other side of the ring. Triple H stuck in the middle, telling each of them to, back away. Triple H has got this. He wants his title. And then a full-out brawl started. Them attacking each other. Triple H getting speared by Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns giving the Superman punch. Just an overall, I say, okay segment to end Monday Night Raw. Having the Authority, Kane and Batista and Randy Orton on the ramp while Daniel Bryan and the Shield celebrate in the ring. I forgot there that the knee plus again on Triple H. But other than that, I think it was just an okay ending segment to Monday Night Raw.
Oh, I thought it was a great segment. I don't know if they're gonna do a 4-on-4 match or like Triple H versus Daniel Bryan and then Kane and Randy Orton and Batista versus the Shield. Who knows? It wasn't really clear what kind of match they're gonna build up. Obviously, we're gonna see that in the next few editions of SmackDown or Raw or whatever. But it's nice to see the Shield are still standing strong. They're still wearing those cool skull masks, those Call of Duty
we
ghost
need
masks.
one of those glasses.
Yeah, I checked shop.com and WWE shop, and they're not up there yet.
Still in production.
Still in production, yeah. But as soon as they're getting released, I'm hoping to get my hands
those
on
are going to sell out instantly. Guarantee those are like the most sold items on WWE shop.com.
It's a great piece of merch, in my opinion.
Great piece of merch.
But yeah, I mean, just standing tall, kicking all sorts of ass. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, suicide diving out of the ring, and Roman Reigns Superman punching Triple H. I thought they were going to triple powerbomb him there, but then
no triple powerbomb.
No, Daniel Bryan just gives him the knee plus, and the Shield doing their little pose thing where they're holding their fists together, and Daniel Bryan doing the yes chant.
Believe.
The believe pose, believe in the Shield pose.
Believe that.
And Raw closes with that, and Daniel Bryan doing his yes chant at the turnbuckle. It's a great sight to see because Daniel Bryan pretty much made his career by kicking the Shield's ass last year.
This is true.
In the weakest link storyline.
This is a good fact right there. But you know what? Other than that, Raw tonight I think was they've done really well. Not just gonna say we're gonna see this in the upcoming weeks unless they do decide to keep Monday Night Raw good for the next couple weeks, but that's impossible because of the 3-hour time limit they have every week. But other than that, great Raw after WrestleMania. We'll have to see what happens on SmackDown this week. They already previewed Cesaro against Big Show, which I'm kind of looking forward to see. But other than that, Raw tonight, I give a good solid 4 out of 5. I'm going to say you probably going to give it a good 4 out of 5 as well, Phil.
4 out of 5, maybe 4.5 to 5. I mean, I have really no complaints about this Raw. I was entertained throughout. Just great Raw, fun Raw.
Yep.
And there's also the Wyatts versus the Shield to look forward to on main event. I mean, both those teams are hot right now. I mean, the Shield are sort of experiencing a rejuvenation of their team, so I'm curious to see how that match turns out.
Yep. Other than that, a couple other points on Raw tonight. We had Adam Rowe's vignette. That looked pretty cool. The tour bus was the Exotic Express.
The Exotic Express,
Did
yeah.
a really good job with those vignettes. We got to see in a couple of Bo Dallas ones. I'm guessing these are going to be a couple NXT superstars they're bringing up. They're going to have a debut. You know what? Good for that. We need to see more NXT stars up here. They do a really good job in NXT. But you know what? We're just going to have to see what happens in the upcoming weeks towards Extreme Rules. Other than that, that's all the time we got today on No Holds Barred Wrestling Radio. I'm your host, Kyle, co-host Phil. We're out.
See y'all.